Hello and welcome to another presentation of the Cruiser Chris World Network. I am Cruiser Chris. Tonight I am coming to you because I wanted to start up a new segment on my YouTube channel called Cruiser's Corner. Today I'm going to talk about me again, and sometimes it's hard for me to talk about myself, but I'm gonna give it the best shot I can. I'm sure all of you that are watching this video deal with challenges on an everyday basis. Everybody does. It's kind of one of the adventures of life, is you never know what challenges you're gonna face on a daily basis. And it's the same thing with me. The challenges that I face on a daily basis are challenges that are seen by more people. In other words, for the average person, you can, if you're facing challenges in your everyday life, you can kind of do what you can to mask them and to hide them, to make yourself look the best that you possibly can. Some of it you can hide, but some of it you can't. Well, there are some physical challenges that I face on an everyday basis. Number one is this chair right here, because there are not a lot of people in the world. Well, I shouldn't say there are not a lot of people, but there are some people in the world, and we hope that there are more happier people in the world than there are sad people and disrespectful and rude and crude and stuff like that. But there are some people in the world who look at me as a person in a wheelchair and say, well, that guy's in a wheelchair. He can't do much of anything. That guy wears glasses. He can't do much of anything. That guy takes a little bit to learn what he needs to learn. It's a little bit longer for him. He's probably diminished in his learning capacity. Well, I'm here to tell you that I'm not diminished in my learning capacity. I might be a little different than the average able-bodied citizen by just how I get around. The chair is just another piece of machinery. It's an extension of my body. And it does not, whether you're in a chair or whether you're able to walk, whether you walk with a walker, whether you walk with crutches, whether you walk with a cane, whether you walk with somebody holding you on a transfer belt, the equipment that you use to walk, if you're not able to walk by yourself or with some assistance. The equipment that you use to get yourself around in the community does not make you who you are. It's the heart right here, the heart, and the mind up here that make you who you are. And it's all about how you face the challenges in your everyday life and the way that you choose to react to those challenges that make you who you are. And it's also how you help others through the challenges that they face in their daily lives that make you who you are. It's this here that I'm sitting and talking to you right now. That's just a piece of equipment. That's just, it makes it easier for me to get around. Doesn't change me. Doesn't change your personality. Doesn't change your heart. Doesn't change your goals. You can still do anything you want to do if you put your mind to it. That's another reason why I started up this YouTube channel, is because I used to have a lot of people, and for those of you who have watched the videos before, used to have a lot of people who would tell me, well, he can't do stuff. He's physically disabled. Well, or they would say too, oh, he can't do math because all he's going to be able to ever do is be able to count change, so he better get real good at it. But you know what? I like it when people tell me I can't do something and tell me I won't do something, because that just gives me more ammunition and more drive and more determination and more of a want to prove them wrong. And I have done that for myself. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 19 years old. I then went to an apartment building. Lived there for 5 years. And each step along my way, I learned that if I applied myself and I worked hard enough, that I could achieve anything that I want to do. That's part of the reason why I started this YouTube channel, is because I get the idea sometimes, and I've seen these things happen in society where other teachers, other adults, other members of the community see people who have disabilities, and just by the way they look at them, they say, oh, that person can't do anything. And I'm here to tell you folks that when you got people that are going to say you can't do anything, those are the people that you don't run away from. You don't get scared of them. You don't get angry with them. You don't harbor ill will towards them. Instead of all that, what you want to do is stand up and say, "Sir or ma'am, I understand that I may look a little different than you, and I may do things a little bit more different than you do things, but I'm just as capable as you for finding my way through a problem, for learning how to deal with an issue." Because the way I've seen it before is some people will, for example, a person with a disability may fall, okay? Or they may lose their balance. Or they may fall off of something, or something may happen to them where somebody feels, "Oh, you can't fix your problem. You can't fix yourself back to where you were before. I have to help you." I have a story about this a couple of years ago. I was coming back from a parade during the 4th of July. And the parade grounds were just down the road from my house. And these two older people were walking with me. And I was walking in a crowd of people. And we were coming to a bump on the sidewalk. And they said to me, "Well, I don't know if you can make it. Are you sure you can make it?" And I'm like, Yep, I can make it." And they're, "Are you sure? Are you sure? We're here to help you if you need help." And I turned to those people and I said, "I know you have a caring heart and you're very compassionate about wanting to help others, but I'm perfectly capable of telling you whether I need help or not. So if I don't tell you I need help, I appreciate your offer, but just let me do what I need to do, because that will teach me how to be independent and to do things for myself." And so I know I've been talking for a while. So here's my closing message for tonight's Cruiser's Corner. People are going to be there in your life that are willing to help you. People are going to also be there in your life that will want to help you, but will not give you the opportunity to try and do things by yourself before they help you. So, to all of my followers out there, what I would say is, when you're encountered with the people that offer to help you, say, I greatly appreciate your offer to help me, but let me try first, and I will direct you whether I want your help or not. But please wait for me to make that determination. And something else that you will see is, when you've already told people that you don't want help or you don't need help, but they keep persisting on it, you can say, well, gee, Mr. or Mrs., I really do appreciate the fact that you're willing to help me. But to further my independence and to help me in my growth, I need to learn how to do this myself. Used to ask for a lot of help when I was younger, for a lot of things that I thought I couldn't do on my own. And my mom and dad were two great cheerleaders for me. And they said, Chris, there's not always going to be somebody around to help you with things in life, because eventually we're not going to be around anymore, because we're going to pass on, because we get old, and you know, the older we get, the less able we will be to help you. They could have helped me if they wanted to, but they knew that if they helped me through too many things before they saw me try it myself, or before I tried it myself, they knew that I would never learn anything. And I am forever thankful to those in my life, including my mom and my dad, who saw me deal with challenges on an everyday basis and said, well, gee, we could really help him. You know, it would be really great. And believe me, they were there after I tried 3 times to help me as kind of like a safety net. But they said, we could help him right away. We could help him so that he doesn't have to go through the trials and the failures and the challenges of doing these new tasks. But if we helped him, what would he learn? What kind of experience would he get out of life, so that one day when we aren't around anymore and he needs to learn how to do something, he's able to do it on his own, because when he needed help before, we were there to give him supervision and make sure that he was doing it safely but he did it himself. And now that he's done it himself, he has done it himself. He has learned one more nugget of information. He has gained one more tool to put in his tool belt, so that when he's faced with challenges in the future, he knows that he can reach back on those tools that we gave him now and learn from that previous experience to help him through his future endeavors. So, in closing, I know I said in closing a little while ago, but I'll say it again. In closing, here's what I'll say. People are going to throw up roadblocks in your life. People are going to say you can't do something in your life. People are going to say you'll never be able to accomplish this because of the situation you're in. We think it's too complicated, and we don't think you'll be able to do it. But you know what that gives you? Determination to persevere and to show them that they were wrong. So this is just a little bit of food for thought for the future for everybody. Whenever you're challenged by somebody and whenever they say you can't do it, that's ammunition for you. Doesn't mean you give up. Doesn't mean you say, oh, they're right. Oh, they're right. Because you know what? If you say, oh, they're right all the time, that just gives them proof that, if I tell him something, he'll believe me all the time, so he won't even try. You got to keep trying, and you got to keep failing, because every time you fail is a learning experience. Every time you drop something and then pick it back up again and finish a task, that's a learning experience. So when people tell you you can't do something, take it as ammunition and say, these people are trying to challenge me. I wonder if I can prove them wrong. And I'm sure that you will. Because if you have the determination and the want and the physical ability to want to do something, you can do it. You just have to believe in yourself. We hope that you've enjoyed this episode of Cruiser's Corner. This is something that we're going to do occasionally on the YouTube channel. Tonight was the first edition, so I hope I did well, and I hope you guys learned something. And thank you for watching. And I can't wait to be able to bring you live videos so that I can interact with the audience on my channel. Thank you for watching, and in closing, before I stop the video, I just want everybody to understand that if you believe that you can do something, if you have the determination and the want and the wherewithal to do something, you can do anything you put your mind to. And don't let anybody tell you you can't. So, with that, I'll conclude this episode of Cruiser's Corner, and we'll do another one maybe in a couple of weeks. Thank you for watching, everybody. And as always, this is the Cruiser Chris World Network. I'm Cruiser Chris. Take care, be safe, and we'll see you on the next go-around. Oh, and if you like what you see, and if you like what you've heard this evening, please consider subscribing to the channel, because we are looking for more subscribers, so I can get up to 1,000 and then past 1,000 subscribers, so that I can bring videos like this to you in a live format on a mobile device. So thank you for watching, and have a good evening, everybody. We'll see you next time.